piece count in Planet Zoo does not matter that much. Welcome back, everyone, to another weird video. I've had this concept for the video for quite a while now, and I just really didn't feel confident in it. I've recorded it earlier. I didn't really feel too keen on it, but I think I'm finally going to get into this with all of you today. So, piece count in Planet Zoo. This is something that so many people out there say is one of the most important things to keep in mind when you're building blueprints, when you're building big builds and stuff like that, but they don't tell you the truth behind it. You see, many people try and talk about piece count as if the piece count itself would reflect lag upon the game. However, it's not just piece count that affects your game speed, it is a whole wide variety of factors, and I hope today we can kind of go into this in a little bit more detail, sit down and kind of talk about what can cause your game to lag, and how best to avoid these kinds of issues. Now, of course, keep in mind, this is all from my own research. This is all from my own experience. You guys may have some different experiences if you're playing on a higher end computer or even a lower end computer. It's really up to the user experience, but I'm just giving my perspective. So without further ado, let's jump into this. One of the coolest things in Planet Zoo is how animals are able to climb on pretty much anything that's climbable. I remember even back in the beta when I was building these climbing frames for the mandrills, it was just super awesome just to see how they would interact with the environment. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes when they're kind of generating those pathways. Each climbable piece that you have in the habitat really needs to help recalculate what is happening for that specific animal. You'll see this a lot when you try and build with a lot of climbable pieces in a consolidated area. I had this a lot back when I was working on Riverbend Discovery Center. Every single one of my fences was made out of climbable pieces, and it got a little laggy once I started to get through not even episode 4 of that park. Every single time I had to place a new segment of fence, it would lag the game immensely, as it would try and recalculate where animals would be able to climb onto, even if it was not in a habitat. Now, that's just one aspect of it. That's a lot more of the practical aspects of lag in the game. Let's talk about something that is a little bit behind the scenes. For this, we're going to have to go into Blender. Now, Blender is a tool used by 3D artists to create 3D models that they could kind of put into games and stuff like that. What's very interesting about this is that we can actually take a look at the Planet Zoo models and really see just what makes them tick. For examples of this, we're just going to use 2 items in particular just to show off exactly the point I'm hoping to make. For this little experiment, I chose the Macaroo, which is found in the Australian DLC, as well as one of the primitive cubes. For examples of this, I'm just going to use a normal cube. In order to help you guys understand what I'm about to talk about, we need to know about vertices. Vertices are the small little dots that you currently see on the Macaroo right now that kind of tell the geometry in here, where the edges of the model are. Each model in Planet Zoo is made up of vertices, even for 2D objects like signs and stuff like that. For a cube, such as the primitive cube, they are only comprised of 8 vertices. This is very easy on the game, it does not cause much lag at all, at least noticeable anyways, and it makes it a very easy shape to kind of keep on placing over and over again without any real effect happening on the game itself. However, comparing that to the Macaroo, we can see that the Macaroo has upwards of 7,000 vertices. By doing some quick and kind of rough math, we can see that there would need to be 875 cubes to be placed inside of the Macaroo in order to get the same amount of vertices. Now, of course, I'm using the Macaroo as a bad example over here, and I realized this once I did my last recording of this video, the Macaroo has animations. It's like one of only 3 props in the game that actually has animations built into it. It makes it kind of a bad thing to use in this case, but I love the Macaroo so much. I am a big Macaroo fan, but put that on like a little hat and just say I'm the biggest Macaroo fan out there. I still wanted to use this guy, but I'm getting a little distracted over here. We can see in-game, if you pop in there right now, if you try and place, let's just say 100 Macaroos altogether, you're going to notice an extreme amount of lag coming from there, compared to if you would place 100 cubes next to each other. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. We have the same amount of pieces, meanwhile each piece is so different, each piece is so versatile. Of course, we can see this the same if we place climbable pieces next to each other. We can see the same if we place pieces that are unable to be navigated compared to pieces that are able to be navigated through. We can see this in a whole variety of pieces, but at the end of the day, we can certainly see that piece count is not as important as you may think. I wanted to thank you guys for stopping by once again for another video. You guys are always the best. I know this video is kind of weird, kind of out of the blue, kind of like out of the box and whatnot, outside of that primitive cube, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless, and I hope you guys were able to learn just a little bit of modeling techniques today. Just a little kind of glimpse into the modding world and 3D modeling world. So I do want to thank you guys one last time for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.